Hi viewers, this is another episode of Football Unfiltered, and here in the studio we have my analysts, Blaze and Emmanuel. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back from the international break, and I want to know how this international break has been for you, please.
I've watched all the movies on Netflix. I've recently I knew all the corners of my streets.
Wow.
It's been a bit boring because you know, for me, especially during the weekends, I always look forward to the games that will be played. So when imagine going into the weekend and there's no game to play, that's when I knew that I still have a Netflix app on my phone, and I got to discover some places I've never discovered on my street.
So how was it? Was it fun or was it boring?
Boring. Thank God we are back.
Thank God we are back. So, Emmanuel, how was this international break for you?
For me, it's the opposite of what Blaze said, because I'm a football lover. Yesterday, I watched Croatia versus Poland. It was an interesting game. Like, it was a festival of goals. Imagine playing 6 goals in a match. Like, the first half produced 4 goals. The first half alone. So for me, it has just been like, you know, from Premier League to international football. So I enjoyed it, honestly. I watched, you know, Wales, I watched Norway, you know, Haaland and the rest of them. So I was just watching, I was like, wow, so this guy actually play like this in his country, not like just EPL, you know, what people think that he just in only EPL he shines. But in his country, he shines for his country as well. So for me, it's fun. I just love watching football.
England brought a new coach within this period of the international break, and he's Thomas Tuchel. Yes. So how was that for you?
I think they got a beautiful choice. You know, before England came into the picture, even though England has been in the picture for a while, but I started hearing rumors of Manchester United trying to see if they can use Tuchel to replace Ten Hag, who has not been doing exceptionally well this season. But the thing is that assuming Tuchel went to Manchester United, me being a Chelsea fan, I'm a Tuchel fanboy because for me he did so well at Chelsea. For somebody, I think for Chelsea he got to up to 6 finals, and he was able to win 3 finals. He got us the Champions League, got us the Super Cup, he got us the Club World Cup, and we still got to semi-finals. So he really did well with the Chelsea team. And when Tuchel was there, at least I was participating in the Champions League. So he's a good coach for me. I would have not liked it that he went to Manchester United. So for me, it's a good development that he went to England. So eventually, for somebody like me that I didn't used to support England in the international break before, my team in the international break is always Spain or Germany. So Tuchel joining England means that I found a new international team that will be supporting.
Okay, do you think it's a nice signing?
Yeah, it is. It is an impressive signing because England has one of the best team currently. And you know, each time I watch England football, I remember Arsenal kind of play, because you know they play this almost the same kind of, you know, entertaining football, and it's interesting watching England play. I've always watched England football, and to me, I feel bad whenever England loses their game, and you know, so for me, it's a very welcome development. Because
are you sure it's England you're watching your boy Saka?
No, of course, you know, any year Saka goes, I go. Of course, so definitely it's an impressive one, because England will actually bounce back to imagine losing to Finland, you know, in the national break. Finland it was something that you could not even imagine.
Embarrassing.
But embarrassing to a big team like England. But then it's football.
England's major problem for a while now is how to get a winning coach, and I think Thomas Tuchel, if you look at not just at Chelsea, Thomas has been at Dortmund, he has been at Bayern.
Thank you.
Even before he got that Dortmund leap, he was at Mainz. Throughout his career, he has been winning trophies. I don't think England will be different. England as a team has not gotten that coach that will win them trophy, but I think this is a step in the right directions. A lot of England pundits has been saying that they would prefer an Englishman, but football has gone beyond that. If you see a coach that can win
anywhere, even if it's
Arabia, bring him. The major thing is that he should
Deliver,
win,
yeah.
deliver, yes.
Okay, so let's go into the business of the day. We're already in week 8 of the EPL, and we've seen lots of drama, we've seen lots of intense games and unpredictable games within this past week. So, and this week we'll be kicking off with West Ham game. Sorry, West Ham Spurs game. Yes. So I'll be starting with two ways. What are your expectations in this game, Spurs and West Ham?
First of all, when you look at the game, one of the bigger team here is Spurs.
Yes.
Not just bigger. When you look at what has happened so far this season, the better team is Spurs. But when you look at some of the performances of Spurs, then you start to doubt what Spurs can do. They were winning 2-0 in their last match, and Brighton came from the back to win. They came back to win that game. So, and West Ham, on the other hand, you look at them, they won big their last game. But before that game, what has been happening? So that's what you'll be looking at. To me, this is going to be a very tricky game to look at this match week, because Spurs West Ham, they are not consistent. Today they do something good. Tomorrow, like Spurs before Brighton, they won Manchester United 3-0. They came into Brighton and they lost 3-2. Before West Ham, before the meeting Ipswich Town, they also, I think they drew or lost. So you get the sequence. They are too unbalanced team. So for me, even though that if you look at the head-to-head for this team, you look at West Ham playing Spurs. The last time Spurs actually won West Ham was in 2023. Their last game, their last meeting, it was a draw. Before that, West Ham won them. The one before that, West Ham also won them. So I think it's going to be a tight game. I'll go for a draw. I think it's a game that maybe 1-1 or 2-2 draw.
All right. So Emmanuel, what do you think will happen in this game?
I think my colleague here has said a lot about it, but then I will only add that the game is going to produce goals because the two teams have a defense problem.
Yes.
If you look at their previous games, you've always seen, notice that the easiest way to score West Ham or Spurs is actually from the wings.
Yes.
And they have very poor defenders from the wing, like left back and right back. So for me, I think it won't be easy for any of the team to win. Just like he said, either a 1-1 draw or a 2-2 draw. But I think it will be like a 2-2 draw because the both teams have a
know how to lead goals.
Thank you. So definitely it's going to produce goals. So I'll go with him. It's going to be a 2-2 draw for me.
Like over 2.
Yes, over 3.5 kind of goals. Yeah,
Festival of goals.
Festival of goals. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the next game of the week, which is going to be between Fulham and Aston Villa. Emmanuel, what do you think will happen in this game?
Well, if you look at the two teams here, Aston Villa is the better side. They've not lost any game this season, and they've been impressive, even in the Champions League. So if you look at the two teams here, Aston Villa is actually the bigger team here, or the stronger team here, because they've lost just one game against my team Arsenal. But for Fulham, Fulham has actually been impressive because they've actually they've been trying to be consistent. I think their only defeat this season is against Man U at the beginning.
And it was very narrow.
Very narrow. They almost won the game. Though that Man U was just lucky that very day. And since then they've not lost any game again.
They lost against Man City.
Against Man City. Okay, recently. Thank you. So for me, I'm going to see that game as a draw. For me, because the two teams are teams that will actually want to, start this break with an impressive performance. So I don't think Aston Villa will find it very easy. And secondly, Aston Villa has a Champions League game to play, on Tuesday. So definitely they are not going to put in their best, or maybe put in their
best.
Thank you, because of injuries and all that. Coupled with the fact that they went on international break, and some of the players are actually fatigued and the rest of it. So for me, Fulham is not having anything to lose because they are not playing any of the bigger tournaments and all that. So for me, it's going to be a draw.
So Blaze, do you totally agree with him?
I think I agree with him, because I personally watched that Fulham Man City game, and the way Fulham played Man City was impressive. I think they even played better than what Arsenal did when they went there. They played impressive football. Man City were lucky to win. In fact, what saved Man City in that game was that they have good talents that once they get an opportunity, they use
score,
it to score. Adama Traore, or what's his name? The beginning of the game, he missed 3 clear chances one-on-one. By the time the game was about to end, he missed another clear one-on-one. It was so bad that after that game, Pep himself had to go to him and say, "Look at how to score."
And start talking to him, and it was captured. It was captured. Like
yes, it was.
That video became a trending video for like
topic,
3-4 days. Like how could he win that kind of chances?
For me, it was so annoying because I saw the game. These guys are well coached. They were playing good football. Watch the goals, the 2 goals they scored, exceptional goals. And it's not easy. You know, one thing with Man City is that it's either they are dominating you and you're defending or you're going par to par with them. And not every team goes par to par with Man City.
Yeah, they're always scared.
Yes, they're always scared. Everybody wants to defend. So for you to
go against Man City,
that means you're doing something right.
And that's one. That's one mistake Arsenal made.
Yes.
If Arsenal had came out even with that red card, Man City would not have won that game. But Arsenal just played their kind of, defensive kind of
whenever they play Man City, they just want to.
They want to just get a draw. And to me, I don't because I watched the game against Man City. I mean, West Ham came out like they are playing their what's it called? Sorry, Fulham.
Yes.
Fulham. Honestly, like you score, they score, and
very interesting football. Very interesting football. Yes.
And I am Man City was just lucky to win. They were just lucky because of the chances.
If Fulham had better players that could finish, they would have won that
game. Yeah.
So just like you have said, for Aston Villa versus Fulham, I think it's going to also be a draw game. I think even though Aston Villa at the moment are the better team, but I think that Fulham can, or if they can if they can do what they did against Man City, I think they can also compete against Aston Villa
and get a win. Get a win.
Get at least, even if it's a draw, get something out of that game.
So don't you think it's because of Man City that they had to show forth that?
No, it's not about Man City. Throughout the season, they've been
impressive. They've been impressive. Yeah.
They started the season against Manchester United, and again, what hindered them in that match is their ability not to finish chances because they created better, they pressed and everything. Man, you just got one chance and they scored. That's how they lost that match. So, if beyond what they did against Man City throughout the season, if you have been watching Fulham, they've been playing good football. Even though Aston Villa also are doing exceptionally well in the league.
Okay, let's look at the next game of the week, which is going to be between Ipswich Town versus Everton. So, Blaze, what are your expectations in this game?
First of all, I want to start by saying that I was disappointed with the outing Ipswich Town had in the last game. I expected more from them because this team they were playing against is a team that, even though they are far bigger than them, when you look at the fact that Ipswich Town is just coming back from the relegation zone, the championship, and West Ham has been in the league. But if you look at what has been happening this season, West Ham, I call this kind of teams that dash points. So West Ham is a team that dash points. I was thinking that with the expectation I have for Ipswich Town, I feel they have a good coach, they have a good pattern of play. I feel that they are competitive. I was thinking that going into that game, even if West Ham wins them, it will not be this kind of embarrassing 4-1 win. So after that embarrassing 4-1 win, I just got the realization that after everything, this team is still a small team coming to the Premier League, trying to grow. They are going to play against Everton. There is another mid-table team, but a bigger team. When you compare Everton and Ipswich Town, Everton is the bigger team. So, but for me, if Ipswich Town wants to really avoid the relegation, this is the kind of game that you try and get at least, even if it's 1 point. It's not going to be very it's not going to be very easy for them. They are playing Everton. It's not going to be very easy for them to win. Everton drew against not Newcastle. You know what it means to draw against Newcastle? Newcastle are I say it always that when you're counting the big six, the next team you count is Newcastle and Aston Villa. So they are the new big boys in the Premier League. So for Everton to draw Newcastle, that means beginning of the season they were either here or there. That means they are trying to get back their momentum. So for Ipswich Town Everton, I think it might be that kind of game that Everton played with Newcastle. It's 0-0 kind of game. The only thing I know is that Ipswich Town know how to score goals, and maybe eventually they might score one goal.
Yeah.
And to think that Gordon missed the penalty in the last game, in the last meeting with Everton.
It's unfortunate for him, because
Very
very unfortunate, because I know Gordon as a penalty player.
Yes.
He's not this kind of penalty player that places or try to jump or have this technique to play penalty. His own kind. I like footballers that are serious. That's actually why I like Gordon. He's a serious footballer. Whenever he's playing, he's not spinning like Anthony or running like a headless mob like Martinelli. See, I imagine.
No, so finish now. I wonder why you not just make your. You want to bring in Arsenal now? No problem. Finish. Let me not banter you now and you see. No wahala. Shape like Martinelli, but
Gordon is a more serious player. When he plays penalty, he's always serious about it, and he's always playing short. So it's unfortunate but that's why he's a human being. So sometimes you score, sometimes you don't score. So Emma, reply me.
anyway, I can only add to the fact that Everton has been unfortunate in their away games.
Yes.
Everton has not won any away game in the last 10 to 14 matches.
So beyond this season.
So invariably, we're not seeing Everton to win this game. So even if I have to go for a prediction, I'm going to give an Ipswich Town a win or a draw.
Yes.
But coming to Gordon losing penalty, Gordon is not like a Jackson that is useless in a football match. Like he will get 20 chances and he will manage to score
Jackson
one.
doesn't play penalty.
You know. No, I'm talking about seriousness.
So I brought in Jackson. You brought in Martinelli. I brought your comparing Jackson to Martinelli. No, Jackson is his senior brother.
We're talking about players who are serious.
Jackson is a serious player.
No.
Compared to Martinelli and Anthony.
How is he someone that will run around the field without getting any chance to himself? Unlike Gordon. See, Gordon just missed that penalty because I think he was under pressure. But the last game against Man City,
he scored.
He scored and he drew the game against Man City.
Yes.
So for me, I felt he was under pressure because the game was tough for Newcastle. So that penalty just came as a luckily for them because it was kind of debated. The VAR and the referee were kind of debating for like 3 to 4 minutes, and it took time.
That's the thing about VAR. When this kind of decision takes time to decide,
you put pressure on the players. The players will be so big, they are confused. Thank you. So I won't blame him. So for the game, for me, I don't think Everton will win that game because they don't have a good away record. Definitely cannot win Ipswich Town. It's going to be either a draw or
Ipswich Town eventually.
Okay, let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. So viewers, I believe you're following us, you're following our analysis, and please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly click on the like button.
Very important.
Subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click on our notification button. We have lots of interesting shows in our channel. Don't forget to click on that notification button to be part of our subsequent shows. Thank you. So let's look at the next game of the week, which is going to be between Manchester United and Brent. Why are you guys laughing?
I don't know why.
Our favorite club.
When you hear Manchester United,
I am blessed. Honestly speaking,
so it's going to be between Manchester United and Brentford. So, Emmanuel, what's your take on this game?
Don't expect anything good unless Man wants to surprise us. Honestly, don't, because I don't know why up till now they are still undecided about Ten Hag. By now, I expected Man to say, okay, fine. During that break, you had 2 weeks break. You should have used that 2 weeks break to look at your prospects.
Yes.
Man is not going anywhere with Ten Hag. They are not going anywhere with Ten Hag.
Facts.
They are not going anywhere.
Facts.
But for Brentford, I mean, 5-3 against Wolves, an impressive performance.
Exactly.
Good, very good performance.
So it shows that Brentford has a higher chance. Okay, look at the game against Aston Villa. Man had more chances to me because they were actually under pressure, kind of.
To at least get something from that match.
Aston Villa was relaxed because to them they're not going to lose the game because they're at home. But Man you had chances And if Aston Villa had the kind of chances, they would have won that game. So to me, I don't know what is keeping Ten Hag there. I don't expect Man U to win that game. Surprisingly, Brentford will win the game.
It's not
Surprisingly,
surprising.
yeah. But I'm going to give it a both team to score. Like I will not say Man U win or Brentford, but yeah, because Man U also want to at least try to make winning. So it's going to be a both team to score game.
Okay, what's your take on it, please?
The thing I wanted to say is that Manchester United, like he has said, as a team, the way they are moving this season is surprising that Ten Hag is still there. We have talked about how this man is annoying that you cannot. Do you know what is? You have gotten to the level that you cannot beat Aston Villa.
Honestly,
it is degrading for a team like Man U. They left that game with a point. If you look at where Manchester United is on the table now, they are with the likes of Leicester City, the likes of Crystal Palace. They are in that bracket.
Small boys,
and you look at Manchester United as the giant.
Yeah, big team there. Yeah.
But for Brentford, the thing is that naturally, even before this Manchester United issue, when you look at Brentford as a team, they're a team that know how to play a team like Manchester United. They always give Man U a problem. So I'm not going to be very surprised if in this season that Man U is not really balanced. They go ahead to also give Man U another problem. But let's see, because Man U is at home and because Man U is Man U, at the end of the day, they are the bigger team. I expect that Ten Hag goes there and gets a point if he wants his job, because I don't see a reason why he will lose that match and he continues in the club. So this is a kind of game that Ten Hag should do whatsoever he can do
to win that game or get a point.
Okay. So let's look at the next game of the week, which is between Newcastle and Brighton. Emmanuel, what do you think?
Well, Newcastle has been impressive. Yeah, they have been impressive because I think they've actually won 3 matches so far this season. And Brighton, on the other hand, they've been struggling to. The last game against Spurs was a surprise to me because I was not expecting Brighton to win the game. Tottenham was leading 2-0 in the first half, then second half, and then we see a surprise. So I would say Newcastle will still show that senior manship in the game because they are the bigger team here, and they are actually more. They have the more quality of players at the moment. Though the recent signings in Brighton has actually helped Brighton to come up in terms of their attacking. So for me, I think both teams will bring out their best and they're going to produce goals. So they're going to be like a both team to score game, but Newcastle will eventually win the game at the end of the day.
Okay, Blaze, what do you think?
So I think I'm going to disagree with Emma here because there are some injury problems Newcastle have, like their goal scoring machine is sacked. I'm not sure he's back from injury. I think they have 1 or 2 other problems in that squad. Brighton, on the other hand, they have started well this season. Don't forget that their coach actually won before this month. Their coach won the coach of the month because throughout that month he did not lose any game. So they've really started well this season. And looking at, I think if Newcastle could not win Everton because of some of the issues they're having with the squad, I don't get me wrong, I respect Newcastle, I respect what their coach is doing in the team, but I think at the moment when you look at the squad depth, what those that inform at the moment, I think it's a kind of game that Brighton should win. The only thing I'll be agreeing with you is that there'll be goals. The two teams should score. Brighton at the moment are goal scorers. If you check all their matches, I think it's only even the match against Chelsea, they scored 2 goals.
They even scored first.
So they know how to score. For me, I will go with a Brighton win.
Okay, let's look at the next game, which is between Southampton and Leicester City. Blaze, what's your take on this game?
Leicester win. straight win because I've been watching. I've been watching Southampton from their first game, and they've been so annoyed. I'm not a Southampton fan, but I was so annoyed in their first game because of the Nigerian player, the Joe Aribo. So I was so annoyed against Newcastle. You got a red card first, and for any red card for the 90 minutes. This Southampton team, these Newcastle teams dominated the Southampton team. I watched them against Arsenal. Immediately they scored first. They rushed and scored. They scored goal, and it is as if they pressed one button and said sleep. The whole team started sleeping because immediately they scored. Arsenal.
Came out.
Saka used those boys. What Saka did to those boys? I was saying Saka, calm down. Saka really showed that he was playing inferior boys. So when you look at Leicester, on the other hand, I know they came in just like Partey came in, but that the senior team. When you look at the two teams, they're the better team. I think it's a game that Leicester should comfortably, not just win, comfortably win.
Okay, Emmanuel.
Yes, I agree with him because the game against Arsenal, Southampton actually disappointed me. I expected that game to be a tough one for Arsenal because Arsenal kind of a team that once, though they are my club, but once you score them first, they are always reluctant, trying to retaliate to get a ban and all that.
Yes.
But surprisingly, after they scored, Arsenal actually woke up from their slumber and then they won the game. Then for Leicester City, yes, they've actually been impressive this season. Though they went on relegation last season, I think they've learned their lessons and then they are back full time now. So for me, it's going to be a comfortable win for Leicester City.
So let's look at the next game, which is going to be between Bournemouth and Arsenal. You, my Arsenal fan, what's your take on this game?
Wait, what are you expecting me to say? Like, even you as a presenter? Of course, Arsenal is going to use that game to gain more points, and not only more points, to gain goals. Because when it comes to this EPL trophy, goals matters. It has actually made us understand that a club can actually use 2 goals and actually win the league. So Arsenal is going to use this game to actually get more goals for themselves. So it's going to be like a 3-0 win for Arsenal, definitely, because amongst all the clubs that went, that their key players went for the break, I don't think any Arsenal player, and hopefully Odegaard is coming back, or that's passes and chances. So definitely it's going to be like a shine for Arsenal because we are going to use the opportunity to show that we are actually competing for the title.
Okay, please, what do you think?
I know Emma is expecting I'm bantering him, but this is not banter. I think Emma is overlooking the opponent a lot. Yeah, I think Bournemouth is not a team that you can just walk over. Even though I feel Arsenal should win if they are competing for the league, but I think Bournemouth is not a team you can just say Arsenal can just win like that. Because I watched this team against the Chelsea team. That I know, and if you're being honest, Chelsea have really improved from the former Chelsea. And it was very difficult for Chelsea to break these guys. We eventually scored and won that game because we had the better squad depth, and we brought in an Nkuku that scored that half chance goal. Because if you see the way he scored that, is from Sancho just passed that ball, and these kind of chances that they call half chances, he picked it and he was able to bully those defenders and score. So Bournemouth is not a team you can just say you will win like that. Even if Arsenal is the bigger team and should win this game, I think it's going to be a game that Arsenal should take seriously, because these are the kind of teams that you have to seriously play to win. If it's a team like, which team will I give? Southampton. There are teams that you look at, it's not very, it's going to be a very easy, but I don't think this game is going to be easy. I think it's a game that Arsenal would have to give their 100% to be able to win.
So what's your prediction?
I will go with Arsenal for the first time, 2-1.
2-1. At least you're predicting to win.
All the noise making he made.
It's not noise making.
Chelsea could not win. See, Chelsea struggled to win Bournemouth because They don't have the creativity.
It's not
Saka alone will dismantle Bournemouth defense.
What are you saying? Are you
Odegaard is back.
See who is talking about Saka? I have the Palmer in my team, and you're telling me about Saka. I have the Palmer that gives me times 3 of what
you're hoping on Palmer alone.
What is hoping on Palmer alone?
You can't hope on anybody.
I'm not hoping on Palmer alone. I have a Google too.
From where?
I have Joe Felix. I have Jackson.
How many goals has he scored?
Yeah, he has 10 goals already this season.
10 goals.
Yes. Research after the show. Go and check it.
Yeah.
He has 10 goals and he scored 2 during the international break. Don't overlook Okuku. No. Let me teach you. No, it's not Bournemouth. It's not just about them playing Arsenal, about what they played against Chelsea. I've been watching this team even last season. They are not a team you just play about. They're a team that will play you. They come out the way Man City come out. If they're playing Man City, they play the same way. They come out the way Fulham come out. They play football like they have the coach that wants them to play. They don't play like they're playing a bigger team. They go and sit back.
Yeah.
Do you get? They match you aura to aura. They are coming violence to violence. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So in what sense I'm coming from the place of banter, but I'm not coming from the place of banter. I'm coming from the place that I have watched this team and I know what they have to offer.
Okay, so let's look at Wolves Man City. Blaze, your take.
I think it's a Man City win. Wolves this season. Wolves, they are. I don't know what happened to the Wolves.
In them, you know. Last season, Wolves were actually impressive.
Yes.
They were. I think they are the only club that the bigger teams struggled to win last season. Yes. So for me, this season they are just there to help the bigger teams now.
I don't think have they gotten any point?
I don't think
it's in that Man City that will lose guard. I don't think last Man City will be the first to lose guard.
So
I think, and the thing is, I remember this our guy Haaland. He's hungry.
He's hungry.
The last 2 games,
honestly, he has
not scored. So it's time for him to pounce on the Wolf.
Okay, I think you both are agreeing on the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's quickly look at the big game of the week, which is going to be between Liverpool and Chelsea. My Chelsea guy, what's your expectation?
I think it's a big test for the two teams. Even though Chelsea has gotten their first big test against Man City, the one they lost, but Liverpool so far this season has not gotten a very good test. The only big team they've played so far is Manchester United, and we know. I'm sorry, Manchester United fan, but they are no longer a team you can really get used to gauge if your team is there. So I think it's going to be a test for Arne Slot to know if yes, I'm ready to win this title. And for Maresca himself, it's also a test to him to know whether this impressive performance so far is a fugazi. So it's a big test for the two teams. The way this game pans out will actually show that, okay, either Liverpool or Chelsea, they are in serious business. For me, I think it's going to be a very tough game. Beyond what is happening this season, anytime Liverpool and Chelsea meet, it's always tough. It's always tough. If you look back, it's always a tough encounter. For me, I'm not going to say my team is going to lose. I still stand firm that my team will get either 1 point or we eventually win that game. Because I'm still insisting that the Chelsea of last season is not the Chelsea of this season. Chelsea is a team to beat this season. They're a team that you have to beat this season. And let's see, Liverpool is not a team that I can outrightly confidently say Chelsea is going into that game to win. So I think it's an open game. I cannot really tell who will eventually win. But what I'm sure is that my team should come out from that game with something.
Okay. What do you think, Emmanuel? Do you totally accept?
I can never agree with this. Never. Not in a Liverpool that has not actually considered more than 2 goals. They have the best Chelsea has considered. I think so far Chelsea is one of the teams that have considered more goals.
Calm down.
Are you getting me? So tell me where you want to stand Liverpool that has a scoring machine. Who is going to be scoring?
Who is the scoring machine in Liverpool?
Salah is there.
How many? How many has he scored this season? Let me bring Palmer's goal. How many goals has Salah scored this season?
Mind you, you're playing Liverpool at home.
So
they will never walk alone. You struggle.
Why didn't they walk alone against Nottingham Forest?
Okay, see how you struggled to win Nottingham Forest last.
I drew Nottingham Forest.
You drew Nottingham Forest.
Yes, and they lost to Nottingham Forest.
How many chances?
Did you?
How many chances?
Emma, did you watch that? If you watch that game, you will not be. If you watch that game, Emma, you will not be talking like this.
I watched the game.
Then you will not be saying Chelsea did not have chances in that game. Chelsea had the better chances,
but they missed their chances as usual.
As usual.
Of course, they missed their chances.
But they didn't miss their chances. The two goalkeepers had exceptional.
Chelsea had more chances than Nottingham Forest, but they could not convert it. But let me not even waste our time.
It's not about wasting time.
I don't see Chelsea.
Emma, call the goal scoring machine. Is this Salah that is 32 now?
See.
Or is it Diaz? There's nobody that I'm scared of in Liverpool. What Liverpool has, when it comes to individual players, just like Arsenal, what Arsenal has is a team. What Liverpool has is a team and their defense. I'm not doubting them. When you look at their defense, they have the best defense. They've considered only twice.
You know where I always get you. I'll tell you when we come for the review show review show, I will still remind you that Chelsea does not stand any chance. So be looking at your next game, not even this one. Be looking at your next game, not this one. Liverpool will trash Chelsea at least 3 goals in that game. Even if Chelsea will need to score, it's going to be a good game.
If Liverpool trashes Chelsea up to 3 goals, I'll wear an Arsenal jersey.
Okay.
I'll wear an Arsenal jersey.
Let's
keep it there. I wear an Arsenal jersey. If Liverpool scores Chelsea up to 3 goals, I wear an Arsenal jersey.
Don't expect a draw.
For the next show, I wear an Arsenal jersey.
Please, that game. If
Liverpool cannot score up to 3 goals, we are not Manchester United. If Liverpool scores up to 3 goals, I wear an Arsenal jersey.
It will shock you.
Let's see.
Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, let's look at the next game of the week, which is going to be between Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace. Your take on this game, Emmanuel?
There are two mid-table teams, and I don't expect anything serious in the game. There are two teams that are struggling to find their footing this season. So it's going to be like a draw for me because they are not team that scores, and they are both defensive kind of team. So the both teams will be very careful. They'll be very careful because Crystal Palace lost, Nottingham Forest drew against Chelsea. So then they'll be careful not to concede goals, and then it will end up in a draw. For me, it's going to be a barren draw.
The thing about Nottingham Forest is that they know how to play big teams. Whenever they see big teams, they know how to sit back and know how to defend well against big teams. Whenever they go to play their mates, because it's their mates, they try to say, let's see if we can come out. You know, the mindset going into a big play with a big team is, even if it's a draw, we have tried. We are okay. So the mindset changes whenever they're playing a team. They feel that they can go part to part. They come out, and sometimes when they come out, they eventually lose. That's why you see Nottingham Forest. You see that they actually gave some big teams problem. But why are they on the table? Do you get that? They're losing to their mates. So I guess I watched Crystal Palace last game, and they have a good team. They have a good coach. They are creating, but the problem is finish your chances. That's one of the major problems for Crystal Palace. I don't know what is wrong with Eze. He's a fantastic goal scorer, but I don't know. When he remembered that he knew how to score is when he was playing against Chelsea and he scored Chelsea. Immediately after he finished playing against Chelsea, it's as if he forgot how to score. Maybe the second leg against Chelsea again, he will remember. But I don't know what's wrong with him. I watched him the last game and I was so pissed because I know the talent that this guy has. So for me, I think it's a game that Crystal Palace should win. Yes, I think it's a game they should win.
This is all we're coming to the end of the show, and please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel and drop your comments. We also want to see your own prediction and what you think about the analysis, and also click on the notification button for more interesting future episodes. Thank you. See you guys in our next episode.